Welcome back to Live Now from Fox and giving you another live look at our X-RAD system. Helene on track to become a dangerous hurricane. The storm's massive size and future intensity could lead to devastating impacts for the state of Florida. It is forecast to become a Category 3 hurricane before slamming into Florida's Big Bend area on Thursday evening. Joining us live this morning to further discuss is Jamie Rhome, National Hurricane Center Deputy Director. Jamie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So we know this system continues to develop on an hourly basis. Could you catch us up, with the very latest at this hour?
Yeah, so what happened overnight, there's a watch warning graphic, which you sort of see behind me, has filled in a little bit. So more areas are now under watches and warnings. Look at basically the entire state of Florida, save the extreme western portion of the Panhandle, is now under some type of watch or warning, which sort of speaks to just how big this thing is going to be. You can also see the warnings now extending into Georgia. Yes, those are hurricane warnings now extending into southern Georgia, indicating that this system is going to carry that momentum, carry those hurricane force winds well inland and into interior portions of southern Georgia.
Jamie, for many people, they are trying to compare this storms to past storms that we have seen. When we think back to Katrina and other large category hurricanes, could you provide some perspective with other storms that we've seen in past history, as we are seeing this storm is actually gaining momentum as it's about to make landfall, where sometimes we know that it decreases in strength before the landfall?
Yeah, and so I'm going to caution people against comparing storms, especially for this one, because it's so big. You know, atypically large storm. So it's going to push water and spread damage over areas that are going to surprise people because it's so far removed from where the center ultimately tracks, and so far removed even from the edge of the cone. So don't compare storms. I want you to take all of the data in, look at how big this colored area is, and this is a wind. This is wind. If I switch to some of the other hazards, for example, the rainfall and flooding risk, look how big this colored area here, indicating a high potential for flooding, like seriously flooding rains. Look how large this extends all the way past Atlanta through Greenville, Spartanburg, up into the western portions of North Carolina. So again, you starting to see this size element is going to really write the narrative with this storm.
Jamie, obviously this isn't your first rodeo. We call you the expert for all things weather related. For those viewers that are watching who think, you know what, I can weather this storm, I don't need to evacuate, I don't need to heed the warnings, what advice would you share with them?
Great question. That is the mentality that I hear a lot when I interview people after a disaster. They thought they could weather it, they thought they could get through it, they thought they could outsmart it. And then the number one thing they say afterwards is, I'll never do that again. And so listen to those lessons from past storms. Evacuations are called based off storm surge. Look at the storm surge forecast here for the Florida West Coast. These are big, big numbers, well removed from the center and well removed from the cone. So if you're ordered to evacuate, it is imperative that you follow those instructions.
Jamie Rhome, always a pleasure to speak with you for weather-related events. We thoroughly appreciate your candidness and your expertise on the topic. Any final words before we let you go this Wednesday?
Yeah, don't take this one for granted. I'm telling you, the big size is going to make it behave differently than people are expecting. We're going to have impacts that are going to be well removed from where the center tracks.
Great advice there. Jamie Rhome, thank you so much. And as I always tell you when we depart, we appreciate you working to keep us safe, but you be safe as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.